reaching out to a company to create a job opportunity. Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of the Rising Tide podcast with Tara Barot, me, where I share life experience, learnings, tips to you, and you get to try it on, completely ignore it. That's totally okay if it doesn't work. This is a journey that started in August 2022, and when it started, I had no idea what was going to end, how it was going to work. It came from inner gut feelings, intuition, and wanting to create the life that I want. Yeah. I coach people, but I self-coach myself over and over again, and this journey actually is part of being proactive, taking action towards something that you really want, and just a little bit of behind the scenes of how I personally function. It might give you ideas what to do or not to do. And yeah, then also working with my mindset, because it's something that I'm acutely aware of, and I try to allow that to guide me in the right direction. So this is a company that I heard about. I heard a lot of great things mid-August, and I started to be curious. I started to follow them on Instagram late August and really liked what they were doing. I also noticed that they had a certain style for posting both stories and content and patterns that were going up. And I started talking to them on Instagram, on direct messaging them. When I saw something that I really liked and I was learning from them. This is an industry that I am completely new to, so had no clue how it functioned. But when I saw something that I really liked, I let them know, direct message. And yeah, that's something actually, the direct messaging people that I follow and they do something that I really like, I do that on a regular basis, by the way. And this is a really good tip to just creating connections online on Instagram. In September, I kept following them, noticing what they were doing online, learning more from them about the company. I started also going and looking into the company's other online domains. So both on their website, what they had there, they had I think there was a blog content that was being posted, or maybe that was a bit later. And then, kept talking through direct messaging. In October, I noticed that the specific type of styles was no longer there. They were still posting, but that style was no longer there. And my thinking was, well, somebody was working with them that is no longer there. Something changed. Now, just to go again, why I was doing all this, this is a company that was working in a field that I wanted to go where they were. And I still do today, actually. I'm just finding another way to do that. I'm not going to do through digital marketing, and you'll have the answer to that at the end of the episode. That's a self-realization coaching part of me. And yeah, so working with them would allow me to first use a skill that I have, that I've accumulated since 2017, and I've gotten pretty good at. I'm not like a pro because it's not my full-time job. I do it for my own business and personal branding. But compared to the normal person, I'm here. I'm not like pro level, but I'm like, yeah. And you'll see why I say that later. And yeah, so I was really just, when I saw that they changed style, I was like, ooh, something ticked in my mind saying, maybe there's a collaboration there, a work that I can do for them. In mid-October, also the summer was quite busy for me with my family, and I didn't think about work. Mid-October, I had time to think and settle down in my thoughts and what I wanted for myself. And so mid-October, I was like, maybe I could work with them. I should reach out and ask. I had actually reached out to them in the past, to another person, I think, asking some guidance on how I could work in that type of environment, because like I mentioned, it was something that I wanted to do, whether with them or not. And yeah, so mid-October I thought about that, and that ruminated in my mind. My action process can take a little while, although now it's faster and faster, keeps finding. Early November, so actually it happened quite fast. So on the 5th of November, which was a Saturday, I reached out by email, and that email, it wasn't a short email. If I tried to condense my email, especially when they're first contact, to not be over long, but for this one, for some reason, it just felt right. And what I included in the email was what I noticed. So I noticed that they had somebody before, that the style had changed, so I'm guessing they didn't have anybody else before. What I was interested in, digital marketing with them. And I added a whole bunch of suggestions. So before writing that email, then I really went into depth in their background. So checked all their socials online, the ones that I'm comfortable working with, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. Most people don't use that unless it's like a specific type of work, but still check their website, all their website and their partners that they worked with. I was also looking at the company main owners and started to follow them as well, so that I could learn things from them, and doing my background research. Online is incredible when you want to know things about people. You can really go in depth. And yeah, and I wrote that big long email. So what I noticed, suggestions that could be done, a few simple ones. And then the next action, I said, I'm happy to get on a call further to talk it out and to discuss what could be done. And I got a reply on the 7th, which was on Monday of November, and then we did the call on the 8th of November. The call lasted about an hour with one of the owners. It felt very fluid, from my perspective. From my side, I was enthusiastic to learn about the company, to ask more questions in depth, what they were looking on, what was their objective as well with their social media, also learning the resources, the time they wanted to put in, because a lot of people think, or they said they should be doing social media or digital marketing, but it's not from like an inner wanting. And with anything that I do with people in front of me, I want to find something that works for the person in front of me. Because if it doesn't work, especially when we've had the first encounter, if it doesn't work, then you're not going to want to keep showing up and doing it. So it's pointless of me to give you a strategy, and then you're like, yay, and do nothing. Like it's flop. So I want to make sure that whatever I share, the strategy, is tailored to you, your working pattern, your energy, and your resources, and the time that you're willing to put in. And that's what I went through onto the call, really trying to understand, learning, and also getting more of a background of the company, as I learned a lot on their website, but really knowing the reason why it was founded that way, what the specific words they would use in the industry meant, because I did not know any of that, and how to sort of bring that to the general public. At the end of the talk, the owner mentioned that it was the first time that he felt heard. That might sound very simple. For me, it means a lot. It's something that I really aim to do. There's a saying, I don't know if it's like a proverb or whichever, but we've got 2 ears, 1 mouth, so listen twice as much as you talk. Sometimes that's not my case, I'm well aware, but I try. Actually, no, when I see that my friends or family need me, I'm definitely here and listening and not having to say anything. I've gotten really good at that. And I'm biased because I'm talking about myself, totally aware. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then he asked me at the end, how do you see us working together in the future? And so I walked away with that. Doo-dum-dum-boo! Break time! Hey there! And this is sponsored by Tara Barot One-on-One Coaching. Yep. if you want to take action on that change, you know, that thing you've been wanting to do, but you just haven't taken action yet because of doubt, fear, limitation, reasons, and whatever not. That thing, yeah, you've got it right there. Well, if you do want to take action on it, you know, ever thought about hiring a coach, working one-on-one? That's where I'm here, because I know the process where you're getting closer to that thing you want to do, and when you're met with resistance, you think it's the end of the journey and you just turn away, you give up, or you just find other things to be doing because, you know, it's so easier to avoid the thing that you truly want to be doing. Because if you do it, you might just be scared that you fail, so it's easier not to do it, then you won't fail and you won't feel crap. Yeah, that reason. Well, solution is simple. You can have somebody to guide you. Well, one of the solutions. You can also learn yourself. Totally do that. But I'm here to tell you that you can hire me, my services, as a coach, so that we can work together through your blocks, your limiting beliefs, your doubts, your fears, see where they're coming from, work in them in a depth manner to alleviate them so that you can keep taking action toward that change that you truly want to be making. So you start taking action on the life you truly want. Yep. It's totally doable. I'm just here for extra support. Alright, back to the episode. Whichever way. After the call, I then proceeded to write a strategy plan. I planned out for the next 6 months, where I did month 1 and 2 what was going to be done, months 3 and 4 what was going to be done, and month 5 and 6 what was going to be done. From a simple first to gathering the information, creating system of operating procedures, so things that could be repeated over and over again, so that it makes things easy to work with. First, watching, paying attention, listening, seeing how they function and what would work best, and then afterwards how to apply that. With gathering the content and creating the content, well, gathering, not the content, but the pictures, the images, and the videos. I'm aware pictures and images are the same. And then how to then proceed to put it on and how to go further as well. And what aspects that they had weren't using. And also thinking of, like, in those times, adding times to talk to them too, where I get to learn more about how they function, what they needed, so that I could retailer and evolve along the way. So making sure that it's always aligned with what they wanted. I sent that on the 11th of November, Friday. It was an 8-page Google Docs with comments on things that I would be doing, things that the other owners would be doing. And yeah, it was, I felt very proud. It was it was a lot of information in one document. It didn't feel like a lot of work, as I've been working on this for myself since 2019 actually. I think I said 2017 earlier in the episode, but 2019. And I do it naturally without even thinking about it. This is a skill that I have learned over the years, just to do my own digital marketing. And I have found something that works best for me. And I've tried different ways. I've listened to different person. And I've struggled by doing the one size fit all. Like, oh, you must do this. You should be doing this. This works all the time. And it didn't. And it didn't feel right. And it didn't feel right for me, how I function, my energy. And a lot of the things that I found that are online just doesn't feel right for me. And, you know, you might try it and work, but life can be effortless. It doesn't mean that there's no hiccups, that you don't feel highs and lows, that some days you feel like you cannot go forward and it's just like you can't take it anymore. It doesn't mean any of this. But it means that taking an action on a daily basis, when you tailor it to you, your energy, how you function best, because you know yourself that way and you know how you function best, then it doesn't feel like, oh, I have to do this. I need to do this. I should be doing this. It feels like I want to be doing this and I know why I'm showing up. And when you're showing up from that perspective, it's so much easier to show up, because you want to be showing up that way because it's a why and it's an internal reason for you. And that's what I also guide people to do when I do this. This is coaching and digital marketing putting in one-on-one, where it's really tailoring something for the person in front. This is not a digital marketing service ad, by the way. I'll add you a little direction. If you want some tips, I do have an Instagram account for you to go and check out, coming at the end. Right, so that was sent on the 11th of November. They replied on the 17th of November saying that it was a lot of information, that the price that I was given was a little bit over their budget. By the way, I felt super confident in that pricing, and when I sent it, I felt I underpriced myself. This is like, I know it's very subjective, and the whole money mindset, self-worth thing is something that I've worked on. And I was aware that this could come up, but yeah, this is also a work in progress. This is mindset. But yeah, money aspects is linked to self-worth. It's not about the money. That's another coaching thing. And yeah, so they said that it was a little bit over their budget and they wouldn't think of hiring me on it wasn't a full-time basis. I think I did for about, or nearly full-time basis, but for 6 months. They said it was too much, but they'd be interested in talking for a one-off strategy budget where I could set up standard operating procedures so that then their staff could be doing it over and over again and I wouldn't need to be there all the time doing it for them. Which actually, that sounded a lot better for me too, because then it would be continuous work for me and I would get to really enjoy working with them and really get to know them and create something that is just bespoke for them. So that actually made me smile. The no was a little bit stingy, but I was like, oh, actually, I like that better. I think I really like that idea. And so yeah, and they said, let's talk again in the new year because things was happening internally. It was coming to Christmas and I said, yeah, sure, no worries. We'll talk into the new year. Right, so reaching out to a company that you want to work with. This is just an example. This is me going forward, and everything that I did, by the way, I was so happy to do it. I did not expect anything back. I did hope that, I could go there on location, work with them, and get to experience everything that I've been working on, because the location, the owner that I was talking to had a really good vibe. The environment, it's something that it's been on my mind for actually since the summer, really. But it peered over a little bit before. I remember watching a film and I was like, ooh, I want to go there. But actually, no, that place has been on my mind for, not that country specifically, but that type of location. And by the way, I'm keeping things vague for a reason, for privacy purposes. Just if you're wondering. And I don't know where I was going on with this. Yeah. I'll keep on going. So if you're wondering why I'm looking down, I've got notes at the bottom. And I have a whiteboard where I write everything down and then I go through it. It's easier to follow. So the new year happened. Before the new year, so mid-December, my grandfather passed away. And when this is, I keep tearing up when I'm being recording of this episode because it's that time of that I'm talking about. One of the last times I talked to my grandfather, I was in Mexico, and one thing he said to me was that it was impressive that I went and traveled. He's the reason why families one of the reasons why the family spread out all around the world. We are travelers by nature. From my grandfather, my aunt and uncle, mom, and that really, I dismiss things I do, like, it's nothing, piece of cake, whatever, next thing, yeah, let's do that, okay, cool. And I don't realize it. I'm better at it, I work on it. But him passing away, me choosing to leave 2023 completely open to see what would come up and what I'd want to be working on. And on top of that, realizing that this is the resistance coming in for me going after my coaching. I coach one-on-one clients. It's the beginning of the business. I've done workshops, I've done talks, but every time I am actually putting myself out there on a financial reason, on a coaching level, there's a massive resistance internally. And digital marketing feels easy to go out and offer my services and be paid for it, because I've done it in the past and it's a comfort zone. And I realized that this was another way for me to escape and not truly go after coaching. When I noticed that, I was like, oh, wait, like, I gotta stop that pattern. Because every time I fear putting myself out there and I'm like, I want to have, or I want to create a financial income, I go, hey, I can do digital marketing. I can work part-time. I can work from anywhere. And then when I do that, more of my time is focused on finding the job, creating the work and all that, than putting my effort and time into the coaching path. And yeah, as I noticed that, I was like, I gotta stop that pattern. No more. 2023 is the year of coaching. This is what I'm going for. So, to wrap up that little end part, I removed my offer, which stung internally. It hurt. When I reach out to people and I say something, this is the first time I did something like that, where I went out, go for it, and created something and took it away from myself. I follow through. But this felt the right thing to do because I want to focus on coaching. This is my main priority, and this is something also that I'm incredibly good at. I've already had incredible results with it. And yeah, that's what I want to go for. But it's staying because I do want to go and live in a location where the company is based. The people I felt like there's a part of me that felt like wasted their time, even though I gave them a lot of content, and everything that I gave them, from the emails with the suggestions to the 1 hour talk to, again, the 6-month strategy, I'm leaving it with them. There's no part of me that wants to take it back, and if they act on it without me, that's amazing. And I'm super happy to have done that. But for some reason, I felt like I've wasted their time still, because I said I was going to do something and then I took it away. And this is my self-reflection. I have no idea what they think, because I might never know what they think. But yeah, it's me being harsh on myself. That's coaching part thingy. And yeah, so that hurt. It did hurt. My ego, my pride. But at the same time, it did feel like the right thing to do for myself. And yeah, 2023 is the year of coaching. So that was to wrap up, and just to say that if you were interested in what happened, that one's not happening. But actually, there's going to be another episode where I am planning to visit an area similar. and I'm going to be talking about financial dreams and manifestation, and that's going to be it for our next topic. And I'm going to find a way to get there. It's just not going to be by working as a digital marketing strategist coach. It's going to be a different way. So my dream is still there, and it's going to be a different way that I'm going to get there. That's on a mindset way, because it's the dream still there, the wanting the dream. All right, I think I'm done now. Thank you so much for watching, listening to me. This is video and audio, by the way. Wherever you're listening, you can find the notes on the link attached with wherever you're listening to this to. And I mentioned, yes, I was mentioning why I thought I was good at digital marketing. I think I covered that. And I also mentioned where you could find more information. So there's a Instagram account I've created, and I share my tips. I share what I use, the tools and tips that I use on a regular basis to show up online. So my Instagram handle is Tara Barot, Tarabarot on Instagram. And so you can see how I show up online, and you can see if you're feeling connected to it. You can see the type of content I'm doing. You can see how I talk to camera, the text, and everything that I'm doing. This is the work that I do and what I've learned over the years, and this is me applying it. The account where I share the tips is 8 Influence. 8 is actually, you flip it on the inside, it's Infinity Influence. Link will be in the show notes. And the reason why I wanted to share this, it's not the most active of accounts, so actually you won't be overwhelmed by the amount of content on there. But on my reels, on my Instagram account, on the Tara Barot one, some of my reels have over 2,000 views. On a weekly basis, I will talk to 5 to 10 people in my close life. And these people will get to have my support, my energy, my listening, my background, my curiosity, questions that comes with it, and open-mindedness. And I know that people in my close circle are grateful for how I show up with them, and I'm also grateful how they show up. This is not about that, and Instagram, social media for me, is a way that I can reach more people. Instead of reaching 5 to 10 people every single week and helping them through their doubts, fears, limitations, and limited beliefs, and just helping them see differently, and also infect them with my positive energy. I can do that through social media, and that is a powerful tool that is absolutely incredible. Therefore, I am sharing the tips that I use that create connection, and also that allow me to show up online in an effortless way for me. Again, these tools, you take them or you leave them. If they don't work, don't use them. If they work, great. If you hear something else, let me know. I'm curious. I'll give it a try. But this is why I'm sharing it, because I've noticed the impact that it can have. And most people use social media not intentionally. Not with a specific intention. They use it intentionally because it's a thing. But yeah, it's not. And I aim, my intention is to education and entertainment at the same time. Because I have used the mindset tools on myself. I have seen the transformation where I've come since 2017, because that's when it truly started, and where I am today. And I am in awe in front of myself every single time where I look where I come from. And so I want to share that on a greater path. All right, thank you so much for listening to all this way. It's very long. I am done for this one. If you do want to contact me, head over to, I'm at Tara Barot, Tarabarot on all social media platform, and you can head to tarabarot.com to see about me, my offerings, and everything else. Thank you so much. All right, bye.